So now you've been sober for, is it 20 years?
Yeah.
20 years. Incredible. Congratulations. I know
Thank you.
how hard that is.
Thank you.
I'm curious how you talk to your kids about that, because obviously that was something you struggled with when you were younger. So, what's the conversation you have with them?
Yeah, the conversation started very early,
Mm,
and they know I'm sober. They know I go to meetings. That's how I stay sober, is through 12 step. Even though it's anonymous, I say that because I want to shout it off the mountaintops, but it's anonymous, so I have to respect that.
So that still is something big in your life. You still go to those meetings
Oh my
and
God, I would not be sober without it. I mean,
wow.
it's just like I have a sponsor. She's got 17 sponsees. We meet once a month for a book study. We have fellowship and support and meetings. Or yeah, it's the only thing that ever worked. But
Wow.
I got sober right before I got pregnant. About 2 weeks before I got pregnant, I got sober.
Mm,
But I was just at a very low point, very low point. And even with just, this weight loss that I had really flipped me out, and I didn't feel like myself. And so I wasn't able to handle it mentally, and I just started drinking.
mm.
I always loved pot and loved pills and stuff, but I was never big and like into heavier drugs like Coke or heroin, nothing, but I could have been very easily. And
Mm.
I hit a rock bottom with drinking alcohol, and I walked into the rooms and that was it. And I got sober, and I'm so so grateful, very grateful.
Yeah, I mean, for some people, being in AA really changes people. And then, I do know people that are really struggling and
Yeah,
they go to the rehabs and they think that that fixes them for a while. And they're like, but I don't need to follow this stuff. So it sounds like for you, it's something that's been a continual thing that you really need in your life that's helped.
I I I have to do it every day. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
on my knees every day praying. I've learned I have a higher power. It's not a religious thing. It's just a power that I believe keeps me sober.
Yeah.
Um, and like working with other people that have the same mentality as me, which is like an addictive personality.
Mm.
I put drugs and alcohol in my system and I can't stop. And I
Hmm.
know who I am, and I have to share my experience and my strength and my hope with other people that are similar. If you, because you either get it or you don't get it. You
Yeah.
or and you're in denial and you're not ready. But there
Yeah.
is definitely a type of person that has an allergic reaction. And it's
Mm.
the allergy of the mind and allergy of the body. And when you know.
Yeah.
And it's just when you're ready, and you can't force it. But
And you
I'm
have to be at that point where you're ready. I think that's really, something to be said for that too. I'm someone who my father died when he was 44 of a cocaine overdose and I was
oh,
15. And
whoa,
I was always very nervous
oh,
that I had the same addictive personality. And so I did not actually drink or until I got through college.
yeah.
And I did not try even a drug. I worked in Vegas for 5 years or so. And I didn't even try drugs until maybe 2 months before I left Vegas and moved back to New York. And I did it because I was going through a breakup and I was like, well, everyone does this when they go through something. So let me try it. And it didn't, thank God it didn't stick. You know what I mean? It wasn't something that made me feel better. I actually felt that moment like the day after you use cocaine when it comes out of your system where you feel that depression. And
Oh,
I was like, I
horrible
can't,
feeling.
that's too hard for me to pick myself up from.
Uh,
And I did not want to get into that place in life. So I was able to use the experience that he went through. And, when I got past the age of 44, I felt really proud that that was something that wasn't part of my life. But I know so many people, I think I'm attracted to people that have addictions because it makes sense to me, right? And
yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like I could fix them sometimes, which is a terrible
right.
thing. But
Yeah.
I have a lot of empathy for that and am so interested in recovery and people that are going through it because it was so close to my heart, you know?
I didn't know that about your family. It's very tragic, and it is a lesson, and I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I think people we search. We're always searching for either, the happiness, the serenity, the money, the success,
Mhm.
whatever. And like, if you're an addict, if you have an addictive personality and you find that thing, whether it's drugs or alcohol, and you go, oh, this is the thing that I was searching for, it makes me feel like, you know, checked out or
Mm,
numb or, loose or, because like, I just want to take the edge off. You know what I mean?
mm,
I don't want to be wasted anymore. Well,
mm,
actually, I do sometimes. I'm not going to fucking lie. I mean, like, that sounds pretty good sometimes. But then there are times when I just want to take the edge off, and
mm,
that's when I'm challenged because I have to get my sleep. I have to. So I took a nice walk this morning and I realized that I've got to start exercising more to get that natural serotonin and all that, the whatever they call it, the hormones in the brain.
mhm.
I need that. And I think I lack it. I think I'm born lacking that.
Yeah,
So I'm always searching for not just to be high, but just sort of like just to not feel that, I guess, that low chronic depression that is inherited. And
yeah.
also, like the world is a weird place.
Mm.
I keep thinking about the negativity around, and then I go, well, if I want to sit in negativity, then I'm going to feel like shit.